with degree, with a high degree, with excellent degree, and they become something in life or somebody in life. People who don't take the words of their leaders, of their teachers seriously, they fail. They repeat classes, or they are chased from school. They become drug addicts or alcoholics. Why? Because they did not take the words of their teachers seriously. So whatever your life becomes is only a result of how you are being taught to relate to words. The words that you hear, how do you relate to it? The words that you yourself speak, how do you because if you relate to words, for example, come here, please. If I or any other person gives you instruction, you need to make sure that if I give you instruction or any other person gives you instruction, and you never carry out instruction well, you always do anyhow you want, that is your life. That also means that is the way you will relate to your own words. So the way you relate to the words that I speak to you irresponsibly, that is the way you yourself are relating to your own words. And that is the way you yourself are relating to your own life. So the seriousness of your attitude to words is actually this very same seriousness that you have, or lack of seriousness that you have towards life. So if your attitude towards anybody's words is just okay, all right, that is the kind of surface life that you have. So if your attitude about life is just say, oh yes, it's okay. You never study, you never meditate on words, you never think deeply on words, you never study, go back to any word to study it again, to research. It means your life will be based on surface, artificial kind of life, superficial kind of life that is never based on strong researches. It means that you will never live a life of self-education. It means that you never live a life of self-development. It means that you never live a life of researches. It means that you never base your life on anything solid. It means that there's nothing that will ever be solid in your life. And it also means that anything that comes out of you will never be solid. Because your attitude to words that you hear will be the same attitude to the words that you speak. So when you speak, you don't even take your own words seriously as well. When you speak, you don't also expect people to take your word as seriously. Even when you want and you wish them to take it seriously, they cannot take it seriously because you are not used to even talking in a serious way. You see the way I'm talking now with conviction. Why am I talking with emotion and conviction? Because that is my attitude to the word that I hear from other people or I read. So I communicate it the same way. But people who have shallow-minded, light attitude to what they hear or what they read, there is no way they will ever be able to produce it with same energy. Because their word they put into them doesn't have energy. They don't receive it with energy. They don't hear with energy. They don't read it with energy. So they cannot reproduce it and give it with energy. And which means that their lives will never be full of energy. And their life will never be full of enthusiasm. And their life will never be full of strength. Because they have not established strength in themselves. And the word was the beginning. In the beginning was the word. The word was with God, from God, with God. And everything that was created by it. So if you don't have the serious attitude to make words become flesh in you, to make word take a hold of you, nothing will be formed in you. Values will not be created. Strength will not be created. Qualities will not appear in your life because you are not used to having a serious attitude towards. Thank you. Everything in your life is predetermined by your attitude towards. If your attitude toward is a surface attitude, your life all will be surface life. If your attitude toward is shallow-minded, your life will be a shallow-minded life. But if your attitude to the word is deep, and every time you hear any word or message, you always go to listen again and again and again and again, and you always go to study and again to do research and again, you become so deep in that word. And that is what is said, that the deep calls to the deep. So your depth, the depth of the word that you have created in yourself, begins to call to the depth of everything in life. What is your own response? What is your attitude to words? How do you listen when people talk? You know, there are some people that don't have the ability to listen. For example,